How to get melty bokeh background like these. Welcome back to day 5 of 30 days photography school challenge, and today we are going to talk about aperture. Aperture is the opening of the camera lens. Basically, the wider it opens, the more light enters the camera and vice versa. Aperture could be a number somewhere between 0.5 to 25 or 30 or maybe more. We denote aperture by using an F in front of it. For example, if my aperture is 1.8, then I would say f1.8 is my aperture. If my aperture is 22, then I would say f22 is my aperture. Aperture also does have a byproduct. So the wider the aperture is, the more the blurry background you would get, and the narrower the aperture is, the less blurry background you would get. Basically, more things would be in focus. So usually in landscape photography, people use higher aperture to get pictures like these. And in portrait photography, people use lesser value aperture to get blurry background. If you want blurry background in your pictures, I would always suggest you to have a lesser f-stop than f2.8. And if you want more things in focus, I would always suggest you to go above f5. Usually in group pictures, I would always suggest people to go for a higher value of f-stop because to get more people in focus. But be careful, if you reduce the f-stop way too much, then you could face a problem of losing your subject from focus. Basically, the focus field of the camera gets smaller if you reduce the aperture, and the focus field of the camera increases if you increase the aperture. So make sure that you have your subject on focus. So last 3 days we learned about exposure triangle, what is ISO, shutter speed and aperture. Now you need to adjust all 3 of these elements to come up to the right exposure. See you guys tomorrow, and maybe tomorrow we'll talk about framing.